Hi there, so I'm going to give a meta talk. I'm going to talk about talking, about presenting. So that's me. I've done a lot of presentations. That's me where my messy desktop is being shown, but I survived. And I have learned a lot of skills for how to give great talks, and I want to share them with all of you tonight. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toad did gyre and gimble in the wave. That's the first line from a nonsense poem from Lewis Carroll, and I love it because it's beautiful to listen to. Because at its core, public speaking is just about that, speaking. You need to grab the audience's attention, and you are in combat with people's iPhones, their computers, their bosses, their ex-lovers, their hangovers, all these reasons why people are not going to pay attention to you. So you need to command their attention, and the best way you can do that is the same way you get to Carnegie Hall, and that's practice, practice, practice. Because when you practice, you can focus on speaking clearly, speaking slowly, and speaking with confidence. Speaking with confidence is so important because when you speak with confidence, people will listen to you. We're just wired that way. It sounds crazy. You don't have to be confident. People just have to think you're confident. So on this one, trust me. Now listen. When it comes to organizing your presentation, start with the structure. That's the most important part. You need a good structure, and do it like you'd create an essay in high school. Write it out on paper. Have a very, very clear idea of what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. Start with a clear beginning. Who are you? Why are you speaking? Why should people listen to you? You know, you can have a gimmick like a joke. I often start my talks for SoundCloud with the sound of bats having sex. That works very, very well. When it gets to the actual body of your talk, it's about, the pros and cons. Explain your argument clearly. Seduce people with that knowledge that's made you so excited that you want to share it with the rest of the world. And how do you get a really important point across? You can ask a question. If the audience comes to the conclusion themselves, they're much more likely to remember what you actually tried to say. Because in actuality, most people are probably only going to remember around 3 things from your argument. So your conclusion should be really clear to have the three points, the 3 most important points that you want people to walk away thinking about. So you've got your great structure. It's time to get your slides organized. And it's about simplicity. According to Fred Wilson from Union Square, this is the slide that got SoundCloud funding. It's taking a complex idea and making it very simple and clear. Because the thing is, people, again, need to be listening to you. They need to get what you're talking about. If you make a slide like this, no one's going to listen to you. They're going to spend the entire time looking at that slide trying to figure out what's going on. It's the best way to rob yourself of people's attention to create really complex, ridiculous slides. What you should always do is have footnotes if you have any actual data. Because it's important so when you put your slides online afterwards that people can sort of share that awesome knowledge that you've learned, but also there's almost always someone really pedantic who will challenge you. Having footnotes is a great way to avoid conflict. So you've got your structure, you've got your slides, it's time to practice. Make sure you do a sense check. So do your talk in front of somebody else to make sure that they understand it in the way that you want the audience to understand it. Make sure that you aren't sounding crazy. When it comes to your actual presentation day, come early. Come ridiculously early. Find the person who will be taking you on stage, giving you your mic, doing all of that, and make them your best friend. Because undoubtedly, something will go wrong, and this person will save you. Make sure you bring adapters, plugs, flickers, bring any technology you can possibly fit in a bag with you. Just be happy if the microphone's working. And so all of this is probably going to make you really nervous. And even if things go perfectly, you're still going to be really, really, really nervous. You're probably going to sweat in places you didn't know you could sweat before. Just bring more deodorant and make sure you wear clothes that won't show it. Everyone's nervous. Don't worry about it. And the thing is, it's going to go by so fast. It's going to go by so fast that when the talk is over, it's going to feel like aliens abducted your body and put you back on stage after the talk's finished. It always goes really, really quickly. But because you've practiced a huge amount, you've got a great structure with really simple slides. You can know that while you were off in the spaceship, sort of the other you on stage was giving a really kick-ass presentation that got people excited. So I'd like to thank all of you and hope that you ace your next talk.